Okay. Well, hello, everyone. I'm so excited. We're going to start in a few minutes, but I wanted to give everybody time to get settled and get in a quiet place. So come on in. We're waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Oh, cool. Yes. I know it takes a minute for some of you to get settled after work, get your children settled, husbands fed, but ladies, we are in for a treat. And I know that you are going to be blessed by Dr. Walker, this phenomenal woman. We're going to bring her on live. She's waiting right now in our virtual green room. But when she comes on, man, she's got a lot to share. So just pop on in here. Yes. Yes. Well, hello, Ashanti. Ashanti, I wish I can see you. Say, hey, pretty lady. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I look forward to, we're just giving everybody time to get in here. We're going to start at 7. We're going to start at 7, but I know how it is, getting settled, getting ready. I appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody coming. Thank you. Thank you, Ashanti. You guys you're in for a treat. Everybody's in for a treat because Dr. Walker, she is a phenomenal woman. If you're here because you know her, you already know the weight that she brings. You already know what she has. I hope you follow her on social media already. If not, you want to do that. Make sure you get in here, get in a comfortable place, a quiet place. Dr. Walker is already in our, oh, cool. I got a Bahamian on. Yeah, my Bahamian crew representing. I see family members on here. So we're just waiting to get started. Dr. Walker, like I said, she's in our virtual green room. She's ready. If you know her, she comes heavy. She comes heavy with, on the medical side, right? She has a weight of wellness as far as health, and she comes heavy as far as financial wellness. So we look forward to just really pulling those things out of her and seeing what she has. Now, don't forget, as you wait, as you come in, I see you guys coming in. As we wait, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, PRA, Paulette at PRA. Don't forget to check out Dr. Walker. It's at Dr. Vanessa Walker at Whole Body. And of course, you'll see her website shortly. So you'll see all these handles, but please follow us on social media so you do not miss a beat. You don't miss the goodness that's coming up. Just a few minutes before we bring Dr. Walker live, you can see the handle from her medical clinic. It'll be on the screen. So make a note of that. Check her out, y'all. Check her out. Check her out. But you're in for a treat. You're really, really in for a treat. So get your water or your tea or whatever you're drinking on this blessed Wednesday and just get ready. Get your pen and your notepad. Well, thank you. Thank you. I can see the messages as they're coming in. Thank you, everyone. I want to say thank you. All of my wonderful, I see Bahamians, locals, and then I see the Floridians. Thank you all. I love you guys so much. And behind the scenes, you mightn't see tonight, but my good friend Josh, he's doing all the technical things that I don't know how to do so well. So thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so very much. As people come in, we're going to give everybody just a few minutes before we start just slamming Dr. Walker with financial wellness questions and questions about her life. Now remember, as you watch, we're going to set aside a time for Q&A as well. So please ask your questions in the comment section, and we'll get to as many of them as we can. Okay, we'll get to as many of them as you can. I want to remind you the focus today will be multiple streams of income, talking to the doctor about how she got there. All right, good. Why do I not see myself? I'm floating back and forth, Josh. So ladies, we're going to chat about multiple streams of income, and we're going to do these segments weekly, right? We're going to do them weekly. Today's Wednesday, but the goal is to have them on Thursday. And next Thursday, we're going to have the remarkable Donna Hicks Mitchell. I think she'll be on this segment she won't be on as a guest, but she'll be viewing the segment. But we're talking about multiple streams of income and how it can lead to your financial wellness, your financial freedom, right? So that you can up-level your life. And the guests that we have on here are bona fide women that are holding their own, and they're actually practicing financial multiple streams of income. And I know that they're practicing it. So when they bring this information to you, I want you to make notes, follow them on social media, because they have something that I promise that will help move your life forward. Okay. Let me see, what time is it? So just a few minutes, you're going to see the phenomenal Dr. Walker on the screen. All right, good. If you're here, just tell me where you're from. Just shout out where you're from, and then I can just say hey to you. Some of you have nicknames, so I don't know all your nicknames. And some of you I don't know your government names. So just, if I know you, Dr. Walker, just holler at me. Oh, look who it is.
Hey.
Dr. Walker is on. Hey, lady, how are you?
I am well. How about yourself?
I'm actually excited. Like, I am so excited.
I am too.
Yeah. So this is a greater treat than anybody else. I lost my. This is
I know, because we go way, way back.
Right? We got history, girl. We got history.
We got real history.
So we're gonna, Dr. Walker, we're gonna give everybody just 4 more minutes. We'll start on time, but give them time to get settled, have dinner, get their tea. Island people here, hey. And we're gonna push right through. We're not gonna take a break. We're just gonna hit it hard.
We can do that.
Yeah. We don't need a break. Men need a break. Women don't need a break.
Women can go straight through.
We're gonna push through. We don't need commercial breaks. I know this is live. Live don't have commercial break. Excuse me.
Live don't have commercial breaks. We just gotta tunnel through.
We will. So remind you once again, for those of you that are jumping on, this is my live weekly show. I've been doing videos and stuff on YouTube, and those are hard, So, and I just didn't want to commit to doing live for a long time, because that means you have to be here, and you don't do it on your right, consistent, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. But finally I said, you know what, let's just do it. And I just had my eyes on these phenomenal women. I mean, not even watching them from a distance, because all 7 women that are booked for this show actually are women I know personally, just because for my brand, which is just to teach people multiple streams of income, I want to make sure that I bring people who are just not like, that social media look, we know that, right? We're not about that. Right. People that are heavy, doing things in the community, doing things for the kingdom. And that's what we're bringing on. So please follow us. If you're on my YouTube channel, please subscribe and click that notification button so you don't miss a thing. You don't want to miss people like Vanessa Walker. You do not want to miss listen, this woman comes heavy. She's going to up level you tonight. So I hope you're ready. And please follow her on social media. It's at Dr. Vanessa Walker, but DR, you should see it on the screen. And then of course she has, which we'll talk about, her brand, The Whole Body. You can follow her there. You can follow her. So please do that and get your pens and your papers ready so we can get ready to talk about financial wholeness. I'm looking at the time. I don't like to be late. Can I start early? Is it rude?
He's like, I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited. Dr. Walker, can we start early or is it rude?
No, we can go ahead. We can go
All
ahead.
right. So don't forget, if you're out there, put your questions in the comment section because we'll pull questions and Dr. Walker will for sure answer questions. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. For sure,
Questions.
we'll do
We'll
that.
probably pop some of them in between our segment instead of waiting till the end.
Okay, that works.
All righty, cool. Well, guess what? It's 7:00.
Now you can start for real.
It's 7 p.m. So welcome everyone to this live show. And I'm just excited that you're here. I truly appreciate you. I know when I take time, whether it's an hour or 15 minutes out of my day to join some type of online show, it's because I am looking for something. I want to learn something. And you are in for a treat because this lady is my friend. We have history. We go back and she has quite a bit. Well, hello, Miss Davis. It's good to see you. Thank you.
Hey, Shalom.
I can't see their faces, but is that your best friend from?
No. But they said that she's a heavy hitter here in South Florida too. So, but no.
You see, I told you guys, but we have some heavy hitters on. So it is 7:00 and I want to officially introduce Dr. Vanessa Walker. So Dr. Vanessa Walker is the owner and founder of Walker Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Did I get that right?
That's it. That's exactly it.
I learned that I'm goofy in a minute. So Dr. Walker is a medical doctor.
Chiropractic physician.
Chiropractic, she'll correct. I got to get it right. She's a business owner.
I am.
She's a minister. She's a social media influencer. But let me pause right there. She provides quality content, people, right? The influence out there that's just like, hey, this is what I had to eat today. Look at my new hairstyle. Dr. Walker provides quality content to up-level your health and your financial wellness. So you want to follow her. Her handles will be popped on the screen throughout this show. She's a fashion icon. I don't know if you might
is she?
But she's got a brand that's like nobody's business, I tell you. And last but not least, she's a bad to the bone investor. And when I say she invests, she takes her money, she allows her money to work for her.
Yeah.
Right. So this is something that we'll talk about a lot tonight. And because the focus of the show is let's chat about multiple streams of income. And this is what she does. Now we have history. If you're just jumping on, Vanessa and I, hi, Michaela. So Dr. Walker, if I slip up and call her Vanessa, that's because we have history from our Tampa days when she was a teenager and I was still young.
Yes.
You know?
We're both still young. Don't do that now.
I was just like barely over teenage, but we have history. And to be a part of somebody's life before they had the titles, right? Before you see them doing this stuff. It's amazing to watch the journey, to watch the growth, because I know what she's like. I watch a girl come from work, come from school and hit the gym. A sign of success. She'll get it done. She'll get whatever. I watch the homework. I watch the discipline, right? So I saw things that you guys didn't see as a college kid. So we have history. And as of late, we're stock sisters, right? So we're also doing these things where we're like, how can these Black women get into the stock market? We're like so sick and tired of people on the news talking about stocks and options. Yes. So we are up-leveling ourselves. And as of lately, we have been doing that. So Dr. Vanessa Walker, welcome to this show and this segment. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. And it's true, we have real history. So that's University of South Florida. Going to undergrad that connected me with Miss Paulette. And I was at the time going to church, and that was the connection there. But outside of that, I remember a friend of mine said, listen, this lady is bad. She need to be your mentor. So I got with Miss Paulette and said, I need you to mentor me. And she goes, I have to think about that, right? Because mentorship is a real commitment, right? It's not fly by. It's a real commitment. I need to talk to my husband. And and we need to figure that out. So I
Right.
waited for my answer back, and she go, okay, I'll mentor you. I'll mentor you. So apart from, ministering at church through dance and so on and so forth, she was my, what I could consider, asking someone to be a mentor, and that guidance. And as she's doing her program tonight, at the time and still now, I was like, this lady is bad. She was doing real estate. She was doing all kind of things that, a young teenager could never fathom, right? But I am grateful that I was in that grace to now just have those acumen thought process to know that, multiple streams make a difference.
It does. It really, really does. And the truth is, so Dr. Walker, I was practicing this thing before I knew what it was.
Yes.
Before I knew it was, I mean, you were part of that. You saw what I was doing.
Yes.
I had to dance studio. I'm traveling and I'm speaking, wrote a book, had conferences, doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And buying real estate, teaching others how to do real estate, and just in everything. And back then, people used to say, well, why you got your hand in everything? But what they don't understand is like, hey, I don't trust the job. I don't just trust the church stuff. I wanted to have money coming from multiple ways, right? Come to find out that's what the rich people do. Like, hey, that's what the rich people do. We were
That's
just trying
right.
to get there.
That's right.
So we were just trying to get there. So let me ask you, I know that you talked about being a doctor since you were a child. Right. Yes. I heard the story about that. And everybody, there might be somebody who's watching. I know I have a couple of friends who said, I'll let my daughter watch. Mm-hmm. So how did you know that was your calling? How did you know? And when did you know being a doctor was actually, hey, this is what I want to do?
So my mom would share with me that when I was younger, I always wanted to just help, right? I wanted to help. And from there, I was like, my mom's a nurse. I can see what she's doing. I kind of like that. So I want to be a doctor. And as young as she can remember, she says 5, right? I don't know when I remember that I made that decision, but that was the only career path that I desire. I knew I wanted to help people. And I figure the way I can help people is by being a doctor, and I think that came from seeing her being the nurse.
Okay, your mom, mentor, lovely lady. Yes. Shout out to Vashti. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So if you're just jumping on, this is Dr. Vanessa Walker. We're going to be talking about financial wellness tonight, multiple streams of income, but let's just get some background a little bit. So yes, we have history in Tampa. I watch you. I went to both graduations, and the second one came so quick. I'm like, are you a doctor already? I can't believe it. Right? Yeah. Like this girl, she just flew through that school, right? And I'm like, what do you mean we're coming to graduation already? We just went to USF.
Yes, it goes by fast.
Right. So for the people on here who might look at you and say, yeah, but you're a doctor now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but well, you had help and your parents help you, and they don't know your story. Mm-hmm. Share with them a little bit of, you're doing stocks, you're doing real estate, mm-hmm. you have your business, you have this, all this brand. Share with them so they know the struggle. They might see us here, but how did you get here? Share a little bit, a snippet of how did you get here, and what are some pivotal points? I know your book talks about some of the struggle, right? Your book. Yeah. So what are some of the pivotal points that you can share with us?
So I'll say this, it started with a passion. You have a passion. And when I got to the University of South Florida, even the space of being a chiropractor, I knew nothing about chiropractic, but I knew I was going to matriculate through school and I wanted to be a physician. So that kind of fell into I always say chiropractic found me. And that's why I'm on this path. So at the University of South Florida, I engaged with Dr. Jones in becoming a chiropractor and just kind of liked what I was doing at his office, and then went on to chiropractic school. So just like school, it's hard work. It's determination. It's, bootstraps. It's not like I was in the space where, my parents had me off the cost of my student loan or, none of that. I had to work effectively to get through that process. Definitely I had their support 150%. 10%. You know, my
Thousand
mom and
percent.
dad don't play.
Thousand
My whole
percent.
family, they show up, right? So I definitely had that support, but it was definitely hard work. I used to say in undergrad and graduate school, I wish I was like one of those students who just put the book on their forehead and everything just kind of get into the brain. But that's not me. I didn't get the osmosis. So I worked hard to be at the place that I was. And then just matriculating through school, even when I decided to open my office, the resources weren't there. I would not advise anyone to do what I did, but I opened my office on a wing and a prayer, right? And my mama.
Yeah.
Right. So I always say there wasn't a business loan that was in place, but it was such a gut wrenching passion that this is what I was supposed to be doing. So I remember opening my office with no patience. Like I didn't purchase another office that had a book of business. I had no patience. Door wide open. Hope y'all come on in. And at the time, didn't have the business acumen. I did not have the business acumen to say that I know how to one, get patients through the door, two, when they come through the door, what should be the charge. I just wanted to help people, right? And
That's
that
good.
was it. So I share those things to say that it's the passion and then searching for what I needed, you know, in order to fulfill what was happening. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. So you heard us say hard work, right? Things didn't just fall in her lap, and having a good support system. And honestly, so somebody might be on this live and say, you know what, Vanessa, I have the passion, I have the discipline, but I don't have a support system. That's why we are here. So if
Yeah.
you want to link up there are women out there that can help you. And this call is, that's why I said, women, ladies, let's chat. Though a few guys say they would jump on. I don't see any guys yet, but I had some guys go, what's up with the lady thing? Yeah, you know, we're trying to empower women in this season. But she said she worked hard and she had a support system. If you don't have that blood DNA support system, remember people like myself, Dr. Walker, some of the other guests that's coming on, please come next Thursday. We're here to mentor you. There are programs out there at no cost. Some of them do have a cost. Hello. Somebody said good night, everybody. That's definitely a
Support.
Bahamian.
Yeah.
Is that a
It's
Bahamian or
support.
Jamaican?
Jamaican. Yeah, she's Jamaican.
Jamaican, because they say good night, right? I know that's not an American. They said good night on the way in. So she worked hard and she had a support system. If you're just coming in, once again, this is Dr. Walker. We want you to subscribe. If you're on the YouTube channel, just subscribe, notification button, so you don't miss phenomenal people like Dr. Walker. And next week I have the remarkable Donna. Like a social media page. Remember to follow Dr. Walker so you don't miss a thing. Because seriously, you think we can cover so much in this live? No, we're just gonna touch the iceberg. All right, so I am happy that you share your life. Now, part of something that was life-changing for you, and even to the point that it affected me, was your foundation. Before I talk about your brand, I don't know if everybody here know that you have a foundation. And a foundation, did I say that right? Foundation.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel that is like your heart to help people has always been out there. And then you, boom,
Yeah.
like life happened
Yeah.
and you had to do this. But you know what I admire about you, Vanessa? You just never, you and your dad both, you never missed a beat.
Yes.
Went
Yeah.
from, you just kept going, you kept going, you kept going, and then you started helping people that suffered Owen's fate. So tell us a little bit about your foundation before we go into your brands.
So absolutely. So it's the Owen Walker Jr. Foundation, and I think we're at 13 years now. So 13 years ago, my brother passed away from a heart attack. He was 22 years old. It was unexpected. It absolutely shook my family, right? I say our family's forever changed because of it. It was so sudden. It was, as I said, unexpected. He was playing basketball one afternoon and we got a phone call that he fell, and our thought process was like, okay, you fall, you brush him off. But to our dismay, it wasn't just a fall. He had a heart attack. So through that tragedy, we started the foundation, and the foundation is there to empower, equip, and educate youth and young adults with a positive change. So have the opportunity and continue to use that opportunity to give scholarships throughout our community, kind of share the awareness about heart health, trying to plug into our community and let our young adults, our youths know that we are here for them.
Mhm.
But through that, we have been able to just really impact a level of youth through direct, dollars through scholarship. But that tragedy really, by all means, as you say, yes, the heart is there to serve, but I didn't expect that to be serving in that capacity. So while the foundation is there, it's there for our young people, it's there for the youth, it's there to make that impact, to know that they do have a support system, but also to bring about the awareness of heart health.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. So if you guys didn't know that part of her story, now you do. So she leads with such passion from a personal perspective as
Yeah.
well as, right? As well as the business perspective. So thank you for joining us. It looks like we have a man represented here. Yeah. So hi, Miss Dodd. Hi, Joseph. Joseph is on, like he said, you have a man represented. Always a good. I always try to be all up in the ladies' chat, but that's okay. Hi, Tandra. How are you? They're saying they're having a whole conversation going on, which is amazing. Um, so let's talk about your brand. We talked about your foundation. Now I want to talk a little bit about your brand and how you take your finances and spread them across different mediums. Okay, but before I say that, let me remind you, the focus of this chat is multiple streams of income. Why am I doing this? Most people go, oh, Paula is from the arts. She teaches the arts. That's her focus. She talks. She's a speaker. That's what she does. Did I say that right? I
Does.
don't know. Yeah, that's what she does. But I'll tell you how this started a little bit, and Dr. Walker will talk about her brand.
Yes.
When COVID hit, COVID-19, I hate the word with a passion. I watch, particularly women, I guess because I'm more friends with women, how people, well, we all struggle, we all hurt. But I would listen to the conversation about this thing called, what is a check called that everybody waited for again? The check that they got.
The stimulus check. Yeah.
Yeah, so you would go online every day, stimulus check. When am I going to get my stimulus check? Oh my God. So I'm like, so obviously I had gone and I asked for mine too, and I didn't qualify for one. I'm like, well, why don't I get one? And then, you found out from the news why you didn't qualify. But at the end of the day, it was $1,200. And I watched how people waited like, am I going to get mine? Am I going to get mine? Mm-hmm. Because their money was draining. And I realized one thing. Some of us didn't hurt so badly because we had our eggs in different baskets, right? Mm-hmm. So when the world stopped for so many people, I'm sharing this because the world didn't stop for some of us.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call names, but I see some people on here who I know are heavy hitters when it comes to investment too, because we had our eggs, right? Mm-hmm. The rent was still coming in for some of us, and certain things were still coming in, affiliate marketing, and money was still coming in because we took the opportunity prior to have multiple streams of income. Dr. Walker is on this live today because I watch her. Like I said, those of you who didn't hear the history, we go way back when she was a teenager and I was 22. Okay. And she asked me to be a mentor. That's just not because I want her. So I've watched her journey, and now she has so many different brands. She's making money. Like, think about people that are doctors. They're like, this is it. Mm-hmm. I have a job. I have a vocation. Yeah. That's it. But you have spread your brand. You have different brand. You make money in different ways. So tell us about your brand. I don't know which one you want to talk about first. You're on the like Meet the Doctors in South Florida. Like, you are always on that panel. You have a book.
I curated that event. So Meet the Doctors is an event that's curated through our office. And we have the other doctors to come in. Yes.
Oh, so I see that. I didn't know that.
Yes. So through the office, that's a give back event. We have a couple give back events in the office. I always say is one thing, we have to live with our palms open. One, in the sense to be able to give out of, and also the sense to receive. Right. So in talking about the brands, and And I do, I know we talked about struggles before, but and probably I'll talk about this latter to the end. I know sometimes you may say, oh yeah, she's a doctor, right?
Right.
So the doctor get paid, and because the doctor get paid, then she can diversify her portfolio because. But I
Right.
want to I want to just share that there is a starting space, right? There's a place to start regardless of what income level you may be at, right? It's a decision that you make that I want to start and then move towards. And then we can talk some business chat later on if time avail of how can that start can happen. So
Yes.
about the brands that I do have, Walker Chiropractic and Wellness Center, which is my office. We're located in Miramar, South Florida here. And that's my, I love what I get to do in chiropractic. Absolutely love. So that's the office. And in the office, we see mommies and babies through pediatric and prenatal care. We do sports. We do those who've been injured in motor vehicle accident, but we share the message of chiropractic. When
Okay.
someone walks in our office, we want them to feel like they are part of our family, literally. So we call it the WCWC family, right? When you come, you're
Oh,
part of. So from the office, one of the brands that was built in the office to be able to touch outside of our four walls is My Whole Body. So My Whole Body, it's a wellness and supplement line. We have a immunity subscription, and then we also have additional products that deem right to self-care, wellness, taking care of us, right? And then the reason why I love that brand so much, even though it was birthed from the office, is that us as African Americans, we don't pause to really take care of ourselves as we
right.
should. And that's just how it is, right? The majority of us are vitamin D deficient. That's one of the products that we carry. So that too was just out of passion where that came along. So that's My Whole Body. And then more recently, another brand is Healthcare Mavens in Business. And Healthcare Mavens is in business is that I just saw the need. The need is that when us as practitioners, we learn the practitioner portion in school. So in school, I learned to be a chiropractor. I did
Yes.
not learn how to be a business owner. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the sense of Healthcare Mavens in Business. We mastermind and also assist healthcare practitioners to thrive in business. Right. So those are the three brands.
All righty. Good. And then you have this fashion brand. You have this travel brand.
Well, I love to travel. I do love to travel. I believe that, we should take the time to see the world. Sometimes we're in one area and don't realize that we can go beyond, right? So I love to travel. If I get the opportunity, I take the opportunity to travel. And I think the fashion portion kind of come from my mom. My mom would always make stylish clothes. She would always go to her seamstress. So that
Okay.
kind of stemmed from her. And, we're women, so we like to look good.
Right. 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 There you go. Oh, wonderful. So I hope you guys got this. She talked about her brand. She talked about having open hands. I know as believers we're taught to do that, and we want to definitely do that. But I remember one thing, and now I have clients who've asked me to take their hustle and make it a business because
Yes.
so many people, whether you have an associate degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PA, all that stuff, a trade. So you're taught your trade, like Dr. Walker said, but who
Mhm.
teaches you to become a good business person?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. So I appreciate you having that brand. So ladies, connect with, if you, is your brand just for medical personnel?
So it's healthcare. It is healthcare focused. I do have a girlfriend's mastermind where, sometimes you just
Okay.
got to get around the right folks. And with the
Tell us more
girlfriends,
about that. Tell us more
well,
how
it's really girlfriends. When I say girlfriends, like my girlfriends, I
oh,
want
you
those
know,
who are around me. We want each other to
okay.
win. So, but they're also suited, for your brand where what you do is powerful, like it's impactful. So yeah, so it's no fun, as Snoop says, no fun if the homies can't be a part of, right? So we want to make sure, I desire to make sure that, those who are in my circle, we can grow and climb together. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So since you're not a part of her girlfriend circle, you need your own girlfriend. But you know what we're going to be doing here on, as far as my brand, and my brand right now is really teaching women.
Yes.
So if you're a man, just like hear this and pass it on.
And share it. You might have a woman in your life. Share it.
So we want to just teach women how to become financially independent, financially free, and to start creating generational wealth.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I realized, and I said this on my video when I was asked by a museum to do like a Black history something at a rather the other day. I said, you know what? In my family, generational wealth, we don't know about that. What are we going to get? Coconut in the house is half dilapidated. Right? You get this house that you spend more money fixing up. You know this, right? That's my culture for the most part. Not everybody. Some of you might not have that. Hi, Donna. But we women, we have to step up in our culture particularly and create that financial freedom for you and your children. And when you pass away, where will, what do you have to pass on? So that's why we have people like Dr. Walker. She's a doctor. She gets paid well in the medical profession, but yet she creates brands. So she has multiple streams of income. But where was I going with that? That we're going to start mastermind groups.
Okay.
So stay connected with us. That's literally something that's on our to-do list through the YouTube channel and Paulette PRA Academy that we want to start at no cost. This is not about making money. This is about connecting with phenomenal women like you and remarkable women like Donna, who will be here next Thursday, so that we can up-level our lives.
Yeah.
And create stuff like that. So that's what it's about. If you're just joining us, this is the one and only phenomenal Dr. Vanessa Walker. And she is a doctor of chiropractic. She's a business owner and author. She's going to talk about a book in a second. She is a fashion icon. She has social media brand.
That makes me laugh.
Yeah, because I call you the fashion, like you're the most
icon.
fashionable person I know. And she's a social media influencer, not just to say I'm having a cup of coffee, but she provides quality content on health, wellness, and financial wellness. So sometimes you'll see on her page, she's talking about stocks, to connect with some groups that we're a part of that really helps us make money for real ladies. Like we make money. I'm just saying. I'm not here to promote anybody. I'm just here to say we make money.
Yes.
So you'll see her promote that stuff on her brand as well. So what is the greater, let me ask you this first. I know you're successful. You're doing your thing, right? You're like, most of us are here, but you're up there. So, I want to talk money now. Do you have a financial number? I know like in my head, and sometimes I make it public. Do you have a financial number that you would like to share with us to say, regardless of whether you work until you die, this is the number I want to reach monthly or annually to say I have financial freedom? Let's talk about that.
So short answer, yes, because we do have to plan, right? You have to plan towards, I have multiple business. I need to make sure those businesses are operating effectively. I do on different tiers, if that makes sense. So I do have it for the business. I do have it trajectory for, my whole body's a newer brand, Healthcare Mavens is a newer brand. So it is dissected. And I love that you're asking that question, because in our personal life, we should also do that, right? Because when you know a number, you can have a direction. And then it's not a number, because for some people, it's not just, hey, I want this. I just want money. It's not that, but it's also to orchestrate, how can I pass down generational wealth, right? Those dollars may be tied in real estate that you can pass down into your family, but knowing that you have a desire and knowing how to work to attain the desire, to make sure that the desire can work for you. Yeah. So I do have it on different levels because of the different businesses and also for my personal life.
Oh, that's good. So ladies, let me see you put in the chat, ladies and Joe. So what's your financial number if you're comfortable sharing that? And by that, some of you might say, what does that mean? What do you need to live comfortably per month or annually, right?
Yeah.
That means every single bill is paid and you have leftovers, not just $5. Oh my God, we got $1. We can go to McDonald's, kids. So every bill is paid, every bill, including hair and nails, and you have cushion in the bank, right?
Yes.
Everybody. I remember when I thought, oh, I need $7,000 a month. And that was like, oh, wow, that's a lot. And then you think about $10,000 a month. And then, so when you surpass certain things, it's like, oh, why? Why? I feel that, well, I can only speak for myself. I look frozen, Josh. This happens all the time. So you can see me?
Yes.
This is so crazy. I have this crazy look on my face, frozen looking back at me. So our financial blueprint are often set so low. So ladies, let me speak right to your heart. If you were raised the way I was raised, you heard things like, girl, money don't grow on tree. Who do you know around here to have that kind of stuff? Go work hard, go to school and get a job.
Yeah.
So we were so inundated with this toxic money belief, toxic financial belief. And I'm going to encourage you to get yourself a financial number, right? All of you, and don't just think, oh, education, because I work with the homeless community, and the homeless that I work with are probably educated than most of you on this, because I know a lot of you. The homeless people are thank you so much. They say I'm not frozen. Thank you, beautiful lady. The homeless community, they have education. I'm talking master's degree, PhD, and they're under the bridge. Life happened. It could happen, but for the grace of God, that's not us. So have a number in mind and strive towards that. For me, it's a number of properties that I want to own. And each year I watch my financial number increase. But here's the cool thing, and Dr. Walker, we're going to jump to this right now. Like, when I got a mentor, you need a mentor. I tell you,
yes,
hold your hand. That was key. So Dr. Walker told you she came to me when she, years ago and said, can I mentor you? And I hope I wasn't rude to you, because my friend Lejeune reminded me, she goes, when she came to me to mentor her, I said to her, what? I said something stupid. I was just rude and mean. But I said to her, I didn't want to mentor people. It felt like a burden at the time. I didn't think about helping people, but I did. But I got a mentor and I realized how liberating it was, and I wanted to pass that on. And now, because of my mentor, I got like, how do I say, liberated in my mind, and I learned passive streams of income. So at this age and at this stage, to have passive streams of income, it's what you want to strive for, because that's where some of us are at. I know Tandra's there. Tandra said we need to generate about $5,000 a month just to stay. You're right. Probably more than that in America. So you need to have this income coming in, and then you need passive streams of income. Connect with me. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can speak. Again, follow Dr. Walker. Her handles are Dr. Vanessa Walker and My Whole Body. Okay, so you want to be mentored financially because we've had enough. And we want to move on from here. Dr. Walker, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Because everything is frozen. Everybody's frozen. So
we're good though. We can see you.
Okay, good. You're frozen too.
Okay.
So she just put her handle on there. Follow her. Get connected with phenomenal people. Passive streams of income. Share a little bit about that.
So passive stream of income, and it's having I'm going to share this book. The book is called Profit First. I don't even remember the name of the author. But I would encourage you guys, Profit First. That's one of the books that I got when I started in business, and kind of like breaking down where those dollars should be, how it should be, right? So passive stream of income is knowing that you have your nest egg set up for for life, as someone just shared, Tantra just shared, she knows I need 5K in order to stay self-employed. So she knows she has a number to work towards. But then once you have that suited, you can start to diversify. And diversifying can look different. I do the stock market, just as Ms. Paulette just shared, in regards to, so it's making sure that once you have, how can you multiply? How can you make those dollars work for you, right? So if it's starting a business, right, you may be currently employed, and knowing that you want to start a business is starting a business to make an additional stream of income there, right? Is it knowing the information for the stock market in order to make an additional stream of income there, right? For some, if it is it the start that you're growing, but doing the side hustle to, make sure that the multiple streams of income come about. But it's diversifying not just the portfolio, but diversifying your financial state to make sure those multiples come through.
The keyword, diversify. Yeah, so having your money spread out to do different things. I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate all of you. I'm trying to read. So I heard that everything is running good. Must be my computer. So much for Apple. I'm stuck. But if you want, I want to say this. If you ladies on this chat want to hear more about stocks or options, something I just got into a couple of years ago. So this is new for my portfolio. Let us know, because I'm not the expert, but we can get a female expert on here, because I just feel we need more of that in our lives. You know why? I'll tell you a secret. Like, they've been doing it for years and they never told us. They never told us this stuff, and that's not fair. That's definitely not fair. So there's a question. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and I can be truly transparent. It's just over the last 4 years that I've gotten into stocks heavily. I know I shared with you the Stocks and Stiletto Society, and just being able to be a part of a group of women who can direct towards that. We have different mentors that come along, but that one has been a blessing. And it's when you get the information, soaking it in, and just saying, how do I? When I started, it was scary. I didn't know what this was, right? I was like, oh, if I do this, does it grow? Does it take away? What happens? But with anything, you gain that information, you gain that education, and mentorship matters, guidance matters, coaching matters. I have a business coach. I have as I just shared, Cassandra, I have a stock coach. It's a variety of things that happen to lead you to the places that you want to be. And there's a lot of free communities that happens, and we want to make sure we plug ourselves in to get that information.
Exactly. Ladies, I hope you're plugged in to some type of financial freedom, financial literacy, that up-level your money so you can diversify. I think there was a time, maybe in my day, not so much these days, where you can have a job and that's it. You work 40 years and they give you a watch. See, I was never about that. I don't know why I wasn't about that, but I wasn't about that. But if you are still depending on that job, I'm going to tell you a secret. Don't. So have a job and a side hustle. And I'm not encouraging you, and I'm sure Dr. Walker's not asking, hey, leave your job.
No.
Not yet. No. That's not what we're saying, right?
We are wise women. You need to be wise about your finance, right? I would never, ever tell someone to leave their paycheck if you can't provide the paycheck for yourself. Like, we're not going to be about this. We have to be sensible and smart about it. So in being smart about it, if you have a goal to be in business, then you want to make sure you're working towards that goal, not cutting off the hand that feeds you and then you can't feed yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't be calling me, just saying. Okay, so there's a question from Ms. Davis. She asks, how do you help others feel secure about the fear of investment? How did you get past the fear of it? Oh, this is such a phenomenal question. I'm not just saying that because people always say on the news, oh, that's such a great question before they answer the question. This right here, Miss Davis, is a great question. And I'm going to throw it to Dr. Walker. But let me say this. I tell you what, there is a fear in our culture
Yes.
about invest when you hear the
Yeah.
word investing. And that's one of the reasons why I don't allow people to call me a coach. They don't call me a mentor. I introduce myself as an investor because there is a fear when anybody said invest. Oh my God, the people are going to take my money. Oh, so there is such a fear, and we have to break that. So let me throw that to you, Dr. Walker. How do you secure? She said, can you see the questions like I can?
Yes, it says, how do you help others feel secure about the fear of investment? So when I started so first of all, my take on when I decide to do something is that I'm going to go all in, right? I want to
Okay.
know how this happens, how it's work, how does this flow, right? So investing wasn't it was like I dabbled here, dabbled there, and as I said before, coaching and direction brings support and allows for that fear to decrease, right? So I
Okay.
did. I got into a group that all they were talking about was how to invest, and that group was stocks and stilettos. But beyond that, the question says, how did I get past the fear? Was being around. I started having the conversations, right? Because everything looked fearful. I would not go to do surgery because that's not my line. But if I went through medical school, got the practice, got the understanding of how to do surgery, then I wouldn't be fearful to do that. So it's making sure that you get around people who's talking the language that you don't know until you know the language, right? Initially, when I started, you couldn't I couldn't tell you what an option was or what stocks and if it's going bull or it's bearish or if it's I couldn't tell you all that information. Now I can, because I got around folks that was having the conversation that I didn't understand, and then now the conversation is like secondhand. So it's being in the room, being in the space, making a decision that you want to, and then going after what you desire.
Oh, what a wonderful. Did that answer your question, Miss Davis? I hope it answered your question. That is, it's great. So I would go back to mentorship, Dr. Walker. I
Yes.
really would. Because when you're comfortable, they say, she said yes. She gave you 3 hands clap. So birds of a feather stuck together. When you start something, like I think about the Olympians, right? They train with the best. And by the time they hit the Olympics, they're not afraid to hit the tracks or go over some kind of huge hurdle. They're not afraid to get on the field or in the water because they've been training with who they feel are the best in that area.
Yes.
So if you want to do stocks and option, I started with stocks because options for me was like this, mind blowing until I started it. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay.
Right. Right.
That's where the money's at. It truly
Right.
is. But you got to put the work in. So I'll go back to mentorship. Get somebody to mentor you in that area, then put the work in. But it is truly like a baby walking. How many of you had to learn to walk twice? Unless you had an accident, right? You only learn to walk that one time. And you actually drag, and then you crawl, and then you made steps, and then you fell down, and you just had a cheerleader, probably your mom or your whole family. Oh my God, you
Yes.
made one step.
Mhm.
And then the whole world knew you made one step, and you
Yes.
made 2, and next thing you were walking and running. And we don't think about walking now.
Yes.
And that probably took a child, for those of you who have kids, I don't know how many months to do that. And it became natural. So if you get around a group of people that's doing it, you will crawl, right?
Mhm.
And then you will get up, sit up, or wobble, whatever it is, and you'll make one step. That's investing. Maybe just, I don't know. These days you can invest like $50.
Yes,
Seriously?
you can. You
I pay,
can. And
I
that's
pay
why
more than that for my nails. So you could do
and
that.
and that's why I say you can start somewhere. It's getting the information and then being able to start somewhere.
There you go. And having
And
that group around you.
yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. I'm trying to see if there's any questions, but they're definitely loving it. If you have any other questions about whether stocks or real estate or anything of that nature, please let us know. So if Dr. Walker, if you just had this time to answer to leave one bit of advice for the women who have joined us today, and I want to say first, let me say this: thank you for each and every one of you that have joined us. I don't take it lightly when people give me their time,
Yes.
their space with me, and allow me to speak into their lives by listening and showing up. I don't take that for granted because I know how busy our lives are. And it's become more busy with these things, right? We got multiple phones. Like somebody I know has two phones, a tablet, and two computers. I'm not calling any name. And they use them all. So I appreciate you taking the time to join us. Remember, next week, Thursday, we have another remarkable woman, Donna. And she's from New York, but now in Florida, and she holds her own when it comes to finances. Everybody you see on this show for the next few months are people who I know are holding their own. So no strangers, just people who we know are doing it, not just talking it and showing you that pretty social media, like, oh, life is good. No. I know their lives and I see them making money in multiple ways. That's who we're going to bring to the table to speak into your life. So thank you. Please show up. If you can't show up, go to YouTube and hear the replay and share it with a friend. So, Dr. Walker, if you had one bit of advice for the women here, it's like, this is a lot. What is that one bit of financial advice that you can give to women particularly?
Financial advice.
Yeah.
So I would say if there is a passion and a business inside of you, if you know a pain point that you can help the community with, leap.
Okay.
Leap. Right? Take the time to leap. And this sounds, I'm going to give just some tidbits, right? And I know that they can they can get more from you, but I'm going to give just a quick tidbit in business.
Okay.
I think it was like maybe 5 years ago, I went to Nigeria. And when I went to Nigeria, I'm from Jamaica. So seeing a third world country is not, foreign to me. So I went to Nigeria and we were in beautiful areas in Nigeria, but we're also in an area where if you walk the streets, you can see a young man kind of like clinking the scissors, and his knocking up the scissors said to those in the community, I can make you a pantsuit if you need it right now, right? Or you'll see one rolling a tire, and in rolling that tire, that was to say that he's an apprentice and he's close to someone who can fix your car. And I thought to myself, this young man is an entrepreneur, right? And he is making moves right now to be apprentice for someone else's business, but he's learning that particular thing. And I thought to myself, here in the States, at time, we sit on our gifts, we sit on our talents, we have that entrepreneurship in our heart, we have that side hustle in our heart, and we have such an easier way to diversify, have access to, but we don't take the leap. So fear. So one, I would say clear that mindset. And if there is a passion on the inside, leap. I'm going to roll off a couple things that can like set someone up for their passion that's on the inside of them towards business. And then Miss Paulette is going to help you out in her mastermind towards the rest, right? So if you're a lady out there and you have a business in your heart, and say, for example, you're passionate about, say you're a cosmetologist and you're passionate about making products for hairstyle, or you're making clothes or whatever that is, whatever you're passionate about, your passion, you're a nurse and you love to sell you have little trinkets that you believe that are beautiful for the community to see, right? Here you go. And I can only talk for Florida. Sunbiz, get your name registered, right? After that, get an EIN. After that, you set up a bank account. After that, you get your DUNS number. After that, today in our world, you just get a Shopify and start to list your product, right? And let the world know what you have. And that right there is a side hustle.
Look at
and
that.
a side hustle that can turn into a main hustle, right? So I say leap, right? Get around people, get mentorship, get coaching, get guidance, but leap. Do not sit on your gifts. Do not sit on your talent. Do not. Somebody needs what you have. And more so, if it's something that you're passionate about, you need what you have in order to carry on generational wealth for you, your family, and your community.
Cool. Wow. Let's listen. Guys, that was free advice that will up level your life right there. Like leap, just do it. Just get
Yeah.
rid of the fear. If you haven't gotten a copy of Dr. Walker's book, it talks about no glory without a story, right? People see where you are today, but if you stop to hear the backstory, it might encourage you. Like she
Yes.
told, she shared a bit about her backstory, being from Jamaica, seeing things and having to deal with the death of her 22-year-old brother. I remembered that. I remember thinking, I don't know what to say, right? So no glory without a story. She's got a backstory. And that in that book, it shares about the faith that these six, we just had it on the screen, six business owners just choose to start their business, but with a leap of faith. We're not saying you do that, but if this thing has been in your belly for years now and it's just growing and growing, it's not going to go away.
Yes.
It's not going to go away. So do it. It could be a side hustle. You can make it an official business, like she said. I think I'm going to credit Miles Monroe for this, but I'm not sure. Said the wealthiest place in the world is a cemetery because that's where all the dreams die. That's where all the things that we had in our heads and in our spirit, and we keep it to ourselves. If you need encouragement, hit me up. My social media, my handles are on here, my name. I'm like the only one with this name in the world. So if you Google Paulette Roller Lesnick, you will only come to me. Like Dr. Walker's got people with her name, but I'm the only one.
I don't have VE, but yeah, most people don't have Vanessa as in VE, but yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's just VA. And I was telling our technician behind the scenes, I'm like, make sure you get her name right because everybody spells it Vanessa, not Vanessa. But if something is stirring up inside of you, connect with me. Find me, pauletterollerlesnick.com. I will chat with you to share what I have learned. You think I just woke up with this knowledge? Years and years of mentorship, years and years of failing and trying again and failing and trying again. Just trying things and connecting, like Vanessa talked about, having that mentorship, being with a group of people that's doing it right.
Yes.
So that's what I encourage you to do. But in that book, they talk about just having the faith to start something. So if you want to do a business, get out there and do your business. If you're not ready to do that, join a mastermind group, join a tribe or a community. We're going to start one at Paulette Roller Lesnick on my site. So we can just share about how sisters are doing this thing. What are you doing? What are your fears? What are some failures? And speak honestly. I'm going to, okay, full disclosure. I have to admit something here. I don't think my cousin is on this chat. But for the longest time, I had certain friends and family and my cousin who would call me in to help her with her business. And she would say, why don't you help people with this? And I'll be like, when you tell people stuff, here I am, short of patience. If I tell you something once, that's good. If I tell you twice and you don't act on it, do not come to me asking me the same question again, because I'm like, but I already told you that. You didn't do A, and now you didn't do B. You're going to come and ask me? No. And that's just how I was. Forgive me. I have moved past that. I'm a bit more mature. Right. But I have been doing this and behind the scenes, I have been practicing some successful things. I failed and I tried again. I failed. I tried again. I failed. I tried again. And here I was. And my cousin would say, why don't you teach other people to do this? Mm-hmm. And my confession is that I didn't want people all up in my business. That's the gospel truth. I'm like, yeah, but when you talk to people, when you help people, you got to tell them your business and what you make and what you do. It's not that I didn't want to help people. I didn't want people in my business. And I had to repent for that because I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have helped, I guess, a lot more people had I just let them be up, And it's not even a secret type thing. I just didn't want people in my business. Does that make sense?
It's a Caribbean thing.
No, must be like that ain't none of your business.
It's a
None.
Caribbean
So
thing.
I am over that. That's full disclosure about me. Even though I'm a social butterfly, just stay out of my business. But we're gonna start. We just need to begin to encourage each other. And I know there's so many sites out there, so many places, but connect with people you know, because social media can be this facade, right? People can
Yes,
say, "I got this going on. My life is like this," but when you meet them and when you talk to them,
different
it's
world.
totally, totally. So we
Yeah,
want like real people. I'm not saying my life is perfect, it's not, but I'm sure whatever. But some of you on this know me and you know my life. So I not trying to put on airs, just trying to help women up
yeah.
level themselves and up level their life. So before we disconnect, Dr. Walker, you are a mentor to maybe hundreds of thousands with your social media influential brand. So you help a lot, you inspire a lot, you strengthen a lot of people, and you lead so many through social media and your medical practice. Where do you go for strength? Where do you go for inspiration when you need it?
So that's a really good question, right? So sometimes we pour out so much, who pours into? I For sure, I got to lean on my faith. I have to lean on God. I have a great support system with my family. I have great girlfriends that surround me. I have mentors and coaches. I think you leap when you have those people in your life. So it's definitely I get poured into, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah, I'm grateful for that.
That's good. That's good. So, ladies, make sure you have a support system.
Yes.
Again, we're here for you. Do you mind if they connect with you?
No,
And
absolutely. Absolutely. You can if there are additional questions that you didn't get to ask this evening and you want to connect, you can follow me at Dr. Vanessa Walker on Instagram. You can shoot me a question in my direct message if needed. You can follow me on my Facebook page also, just Vanessa Walker. And if there's a question, absolutely, by all means, be sure to ask.
yes, we are here to help. So, what is next for the phenomenal? Like, this is where you are now, and I have seen the growth, I've followed the journey. But tell us in the world what's next for the phenomenal Dr. V. What do you have on your plate? What do you have in your mind?
Continued growth, to expand the brands, absolutely, and just continued growth. It's one thing. I don't desire to be stagnant. So in those is building, expanding. As you're talking about pouring into women, that is a passion for myself. I'm just directing it to healthcare. But those things are on the horizon. My whole body will have a wellness box. We have a new product that's coming down the line. It's
Oh,
a Dr. V Lux steamer, that just kind of help us take care, making sure we're breathing in good essential oils, make sure we're taking care of ourselves. We do so much as women, and self-care has to be a part of that. We have to pause at times to save ourselves so we can continue to save the world. But those are the additions that's coming down with the brand, through all the brands that I have.
oh, that's wonderful. Please, thank you again. Please support her at Dr. Vanessa Walker on across the social media platforms. You can find me at Paulette PRA or my name at Paulette Roller Lesnick, whichever is easier, it'll bring you to me. Or just Google. Just Google. Like I said, I truly am the one and only. Dr. Walker's book again. It's No Glory Without a Story, and that focuses mostly on the those who created a business, but it's
Mhm.
great for your faith. I think
Yes.
it's a great motivator. Like if you have questions, just put it on. Just go ahead and type it in there so we can grab those questions before we sign off. But it's just good for your faith. If you get her book and you read it, it's a compilation, 6 business owners who share that. For me, closing again. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dr. Walker. I want to say to you guys, more phenomenal people will be joining our chat. We will do so well in okay. Walk in obedience. All right, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. She posted something. Um, what is that? Let me know what that is. Jenny just posted walk in obedience, Rainy. So we're going to continue this format, interview type format, and the women that are on here, I'm not kidding. When I call them phenomenal, because they are. When I call them remarkable, it's because they are. When I tell you they practice multiple streams of income, it's because they do. And I know it. Well, hey, look at my sisters on here. Hey, I hope you have my niece on here, because we don't want no poor. We don't want any more poor people. Thank you, Miss Davis. Like, I threaten all my family that my nieces will be richer than me, because I'm just saying
Good.
it stopped. Like, my brother and I broke the cycle. We broke the cycle. We're like, all we knew in our family was poverty. Well, I don't think we knew we were poor, but growing up on the island, we didn't know we had. We didn't know we were poor. But then you came to America and you realized, well, seriously. So we stopped that cycle, and our nieces and nephew, and we just want them to hustle hard,
Yeah.
and then hustle smart. It all started with the hard work. Like, when I was younger, I worked. I just said it on Sunday when we were watching the Super Bowl. Somebody asked me something. I said, "Oh," and they said, "You sound like you're so old." I said, "No, I'm not so old. But when I was younger, I worked so hard that at this point in my life, I want to work smart, and that's
Yes.
why." And that's why I've done, just the multiple streams of income, so I could relax and volunteer 20 hours a week, because that's how I want to give back to the world. That's how I want to show up. I want to have half my work time volunteering and just saying, Lord, this is for you. This is for your kingdom.
Yeah.
But okay, here's a question real quick. Is that for Dr. Walker?
I think that was our last question.
Oh, that was the
We
question.
answered it already.
Okay. All righty. Let me see if I have any questions here. Thank you all. If you think it's a great job, I see Freeport, I see Exuma, I see the Bahamas, I see Dr. Walker. I see some people I don't know, but I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. And again, next Thursday, 7 p.m. I'll get on a little bit before, and you must see the flyer. But thank you all for hanging with us. It's
Thank
8 o'clock.
you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Walker, for being a guest and being such gracious guest. Any closing remarks or words for our viewers?
As we said before, make sure you're surrounding yourself. If you don't have that guidance right now, we are providing that opportunity for that guidance. Miss Paulette, especially, just through her programs and what she's doing now. But be amongst people who are doing the things that you desire to do. That will help to dissipate the fear that we may have in our heart, or maybe the learned behavior that we know from family, to change our thoughts, to change our mindset towards our financial growth, and knowing that you can start where you are. Right? Don't think that I need to have millions in the bank, 100,000s in the bank. Start where you are. If you start to make movements, then you'll grow. But if you don't start, you can't grow.
Yeah, everything great started small. Everything great. When I look around and I see the passive income that comes into my bank account, and like, I don't remember when I get paid, I have to stop and go, when did this start? But we had to start somewhere. And I started some years ago. That is so easy now. You don't think about money coming in your bank, and we want to get you there. So you can find me. I would ask one thing of you is to go to my website, pauletterolalesnick.com, and subscribe. Just to subscribe. You'll get some, motivational tips. When you're ready to connect with me, you can do that. But I just want to stay connected with you, because I feel like the people that we're bringing through here will up-level your life in ways that you had not even imagined. But thank you all so much. And I was going to say I'm still frozen, so I can't even leave the chat. So Josh will do that. But thank you all for coming, and y'all have a great
night. Good night.
Good night. Thank you again, Dr. Walker.
Welcome. Good night.